Truly, there is fire out on the mountain, and the Fulanis are on the run. Talking about the Fulani Herdsmen that have been ordered to leave their settlements. All right, it's been going on in Oyo State, currently going on in Ondo State, where the governor of that state, called Akeredolu, has given them ultimatum to leave the forest. We're going to be talking about this story and other stories right here on the front pages of the Daily Trust and the Leadership newspapers. Of course, you know, Michael Adekunle, and I'm taking you on to this edition of Bystanders at News 10. Quickly to the major headline: anxiety over rapid spread of COVID-19 as schools resume. Anxiety over rapid spread of COVID-19 as schools resume. On to the next one, which is the rider. Parents reluctant to send wards back to school. Partial compliance with protocols across states. Test not requirements for reopening, says federal government. Releases 10 billion naira for local vaccines. Nigeria to receive 10 million doses in March. Let's quickly move down to other stories on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. Southwest governors read riot acts to kidnappers, criminals. Arrest those threatening Bishop Kuka, showing cartels federal government. And on to the next one, which is the pictures on the front page of this journal. Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Bunaya Onu, tests riding a made in Nigeria car presented to him by the manufacturer, Mr. Aua Azan, in his office at the Federal Secretariat, Abuja. Yesterday, you can see the vehicle right here on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. On to the next one, which is the Daily Trust newspaper. Very boldly written one here, talking about the major headline. Opera as Akeredolu asked herdsmen to leave Ondo State. Opera as Akeredolu asked herdsmen to leave Ondo, says bad elements masquerading as herders. That's not what we discussed with the governor. Mietiela responding to this story here. His directives affront on Nigerian Constitution. Alafin assures Fulani of safety, tackles Amotekun. And on to the next one. Former President talking about Goodluck Ebele Jonathan shares 18th trust dialogue on restructuring and on infection. Defection together not our member, says APC. Good worth 76 billion naira lost to pipeline vandals in 2020. And quickly to another pictures here, talking about the schools resumption, talking about the students in Wuse Secondary School. Talking about Wuse Secondary School, you can see the students adhering to the COVID-19 protocols. The students are right here on the front page of this journal, adhering to the COVID-19 protocols. I'm moving down to another school, Ijegun Primary School pupils in Lagos are also wearing their face mask. And we have the Magwan Secondary School students in Kano observing the physical distancing and also wearing their face masks. And the last story, schools differ on COVID-19 protocols. Quickly to our reviewers for more thoughts. Let's quickly join them for more. I'll be right back.
I work with Evertop Properties Limited, a real estate development and marketing company. And in year 2020, which is the end of the year, we are running a promo. We call it end of the year promo, New Year and Christmas promo, where we are giving out a special discount for a special people, when we are giving a special gift for a special client. Now, Evertop Properties Limited, we are saying that you can pay 25,000 naira initial deposit and journey to a new year, new home just began. At Evertop Properties Limited, we don't just sell property, we sell peace of mind. Evertop, creating value. Use promo code FLIPTV and enjoy special gift and special discount for Xmas promo with Evertop Properties Limited. Thank you.
Herdsmen, that have been given ultimatum to vacate their hideout or settlements that are not legally, given to them. Now, don't you think this is an affront on Nigerian constitution? That this directive of the governor of that state is an affront on Nigerian constitution.
All right. Thank you very much.
And do you think it took the right step by chasing them out of those forests?
First of all, I want to say this. Everybody knows that Fulani Herdsmen are causing a lot of problems here and there. There's nowhere they go to. They don't cause problems, so they are just causing problem. But I want to ask you, take for instance somebody myself. If I'm the governor of Imo State and some Fulani Herdsmen are causing problem in my community, do you expect me to be looking at them? No. I think the governor did the right thing. He has every right to tell them that, please, I want you to vacate my community because your handwork is not really pure in my community again, and my community, they are complaining. So you just have to leave my community. I wonder sometimes, every time, every day, every minute, every hour, every seconds, we talk about Fulani Herdsmen in this country. Just because you have a president, a so-called stupid president. I don't know. That man has a problem. Your president has a problem. Buhari has a problem. I don't know. This guy is so stupid, that is so daft, that he doesn't even think. Every day in Nigeria, we keep having this problem of Fulani Herdsmen, Fulani Herdsmen, Fulani Herdsmen. Who are these Fulani Herdsmen? Buhari, you know them. What is your problem? Can't you call them to order? Can't you order these Fulani Herdsmen to think? Can't you call them to order? But instead, what do our president choose to do? He chose to also collaborate with them so that they can cause havoc on Nigeria. Look, I don't need anybody to tell me that I have a stupid president who is not leading Nigeria well. That's the truth. Because if you have a president that you know very well that the president is actually leading this country well, the first thing the president is going to do is to make sure that all these Fulani Herdsmen, everything about Fulani Herdsmen is being stopped. So I want to say this, back to your question again. Is the governor right in taking decision to tell the Fulani Herdsmen to leave his community? Yes, he's very right, because he feels like they are not doing the right thing and he doesn't like the activities in his own state. So he has every right to tell them to leave his state in peace and not in pieces. So what he has just done is to tell these Fulani Herdsmen to leave his state and leave it for good. So to answer to that question, I would say the governor is very right. Ask this question.
Okay, quickly to the resumption. We can see it on the front page of this paper that there is anxiety over the rapid spread of COVID-19 as the school, or the children, or the students have resumed. And some of them, some of the parents of these students don't even want to send their children back to the schools. Now, what do you think the government should do to, make the parents believe that the students are safe?
Okay, for the first time, I would say the government I think don't have any business about making sure that the students are safe or not. No, I would say the government for the first time, because everybody's business is to make sure that you as a government, you make things move forward. We don't want somebody that will move things backward. So for the government to have opened the school, I think they have done what they are supposed to do to open the school. Now, I love the question. Nigerian parents, they have a lot to do. They have a lot to do in the sense that some of these parents are so lackadaisic in their thinking, in their behavior, and in their character. I'm telling you the truth. Sometimes you imagine what kind of parents are these Nigerian parents. Let us not blame government in this. I don't want to bring in government into this discussion, because as a parent, you have every right, you have every duty, you have everything to play to your own son or children. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have every right to make sure that your son, that your children are happy. Now, let me tell you, some of these parents are too lackadaisic. If you watch their character, it's nothing to write home all about. Some parents don't even know why they are parents. That's the truth. I want to tell you this in Nigeria. When you look at Nigeria as a whole, 70% of Nigerian parents don't even know their duty as a parent. They don't even know what to do. You understand? Let me tell you, some of the children in Nigeria succeed because of the mercy of God. I'm telling you, not because their parents are there, because some parents are just nothing. They don't even know what it is to be a parent. Now, what I want to say is this. I want to advise Nigerian parents. Look after your child very well. The problem with Nigerian parents, let me ask you. Okay, you know, once upon a time, I remember very well, when we were young, when we were growing up, you cannot bring anyhow clothes into your house. Your father will ask you, where did you get it? And your father will instruct you to take it back. But look, a young chap today, even if you are 10 years, go and buy 10 clothes. Bring it into the house. Bring it into the house. Go and buy 10 clothes. Bring it into the house. No parent is going to ask you, where did you get that clothes? Nobody is even going to ask you, how did you get the money? They don't care. Even phones, they don't care. So that's to tell you that the parents on the side of Nigeria, the parents has a lot to do. I don't know, sometimes I weep for the parents of Nigeria because I know when we are growing up, the kind of lessons we are taught. I know when we are growing up, the kind of education we are given to. But right now, I don't see it with all these parents again, because right now, we don't even have parents that think. We don't even have parents that care for their children. The kind of parents we have are parents that will send their children to robbery. Parents that will send their children just to make money anyhow. So that's why I say, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have good parents. All right, lastly, before I go,
I'm so happy with my colleagues because it's good to speak the truth. Yeah, I heard the view and I'm happy, you know. And I want to thank you as a brother, a director, a chairman. God is coming for you.
Amen.
Very soon. You are going to have your own company.
Amen. Thank God you said it. I'm not
No. Yes, because when somebody is doing well, is doing well. Believe me, I know you are growing with you. We are making you to grow. Everybody must grow with you.
All right.
Thank you. My name is Lucky. Thank you, my brother. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Lucky, for the upload. I really appreciate you.
Thank you,
but quickly to today's business on the resumption of schools. What should government do to ensure proper safety of the students? Not only the students, even the children at home.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Mike. See, I told you, nobody's in charge in government now. But if he says, what can we do? Water is not in charge. So automatically, if president is not in charge, what can we do? That's the question. You keep, asking this question. What can we do? Last week, I remember, what can we do of security? Now, COVID-19, there is no school. What can we do? Nothing. You know why? Has anybody addressed? Have you heard from the minister? People are doing their best. If you go to the school, I asked my daughter yesterday. I said, when you went to the school, did you wear your mask? Because I bought mask for you. He said, yes, from the gate. The moment that they go in, they move their mask. Are you hearing me? Who is there to control them? Have you seen the crowd? People are still learning on the seat. No chair, no table, on the ground. Look at the crowd. So if the president is not addressing us, what do you expect? So president have advisors, paying them for nothing. They can't advise him. They can't even see him. They can't see our president. So what can we do? Nothing. They just reached me yesterday. Before you know, I give you 1 week now. They will lock. They might withdraw them back again. I will tell you that. Go and write it down.
Of course, the government has threatened that if
they will withdraw them back because there's nothing they can do.
To adhere to the protocols.
There is nothing they can do.
They'll be forced to lock
because you know why? Osibajo is not in charge. President is not in charge. Nobody is addressing us. All you know. Let me tell you something. The children want to go to school. Have you gone around? If you go very close to Alausa there, government can monitor Alausa there. Can they monitor Mushi? Have you know the man of a school in a Mushi or Ajekule? They cannot. So they are not in charge. Buhari is not in charge. Special advisor cannot take directive from the president because he can't see him. If the wife is not around, when you have husband and wife in a place, in a company, when the husband cannot do anything, wife will do something. The wife of the president now is in Dubai. Nobody knows where he is. So, Osibanjo, nowhere. The president, nowhere. Advisor, nowhere. So, who will advise you what to do? So, automatically, our God is the one directing us now. We thank God that this son, we have a lot of sun that is even clearing the coronavirus. So, there is nothing we can do. All you know is that to follow the protocol, wear my mask and follow the protocol. As an advice, I watch most of the international news. I see how their president are doing. I see how their minister of health are doing. Nigeria here, who is coming to address you? Have you had Gigo going around? You must do this. We don't have government. We don't have president. Nobody to advise us. That's why we are here. What do you expect? I laugh. What do you expect? Governor is the chief security of the state. He has right to give directive. When he's overwhelmed, what do you expect, my brother? When you see snake, what do you do in the house? Will you leave the snake to bite you or you bite the snake? So automatically, I like, that is an APC governor. It's not PDP, Abi? Do you remember when the northern Muslim elders asked Kuka to leave the Sokoto? Was anything happen? Was there any reaction? Abi? So now, that governor, I'm very happy with that governor, but I know as a Nigerian you are free to live in anywhere. But now, when you cannot sleep with two eyes, what do you expect the governor to do? You have to give that direction. Now, with that direction, everybody's waking up. The media, what they call them, are not responding. That governor is supposed to have said those bad elements in that state. But the governor have been saying it, have been shouting. Did you know how many people they have killed? So he have given that direction. I want other states too to do that. Go there, yes. Governor, what he said, he could have even put it this way, that those bad elements of those who are terrorizing my state should live in 7 hours. But automatically, he's a APC governor. I trust that man. He doesn't afraid. He has backing from the Southwest leader. Yes, he has backing. So he believes Omoteku. Omoteku is doing the work. That's why I give that directive. But I believe that other governors should do that. By the time they do that, everybody will see that. They will see it. But let me tell you, what is the reason why this material should be going to from the north? Listen, most of these herdsmen, they are not Nigerians, according to them. They are from Niger. They don't have passport. I listened to the immigration general yesterday. That man supposed to have gone since last month. He's still there. Instead of planning to change it, bring new 30s. I don't know. So those people, they are from Niger, according to the president. I don't know. For Sudan. So they have right to go. I support that. Right. But I know Nigeria have right to live anywhere. But when the killing is too much, I like that direction. Last word. It's an APC governor, not PDP. Right, thank you very much. God bless you.
What I just want to say is that you just have to, just have to keep on praying. You understand? Because now, since 2015, you understand what I'm saying? The situation, 2015, the situation has not been like this. You understand? When the PDP was there, you understand what I'm saying? The country, we are still managing. But when the APC came in, you understand, things changed. There's so many things that changed. Things changed negatively. And we expected it. Before 2015, they were saying when the new government are coming to take over, you understand, they are promising people.
Okay, Nigerians expected positive change.
Positive changes. You understand? Sorry. Position this thing.
Alright.
So Nigerians are expecting positive change. Okay. You understand? But when we step into 2015, when the new government took over, you understand what I'm saying? Unfortunately, what we expected from this new government does not materialize. don't see what we expected from them. Understand? So it's very, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. And this, to some extent, what these people were telling us before 2015, they said they were going to do some things. They were going to change some
different agendas.
Different agendas. They are going to do something. They are going to, especially these terrorists. There is this terrorist that is, attacking Nigeria. There is terrorists that are killing people. You understand? They are going to, put an end. You understand? To it. You understand what I'm saying? But up to now, these people are still striking. They are still killing people. The people that they are killing, they are Nigerians. You understand why? And that thing is affecting. Okay, imagine those areas, those states that all those terrorists are killing people. Imagine businesses in those areas. You understand? Most of those, I believe that most of
the companies there, right?
The company, yes, I mean
even the residents.
Even the residents. Let me say the companies. Let me just go to the companies. People that have companies, people that have companies in those areas. I believe that they will have evacuate their businesses because of the killings. You understand what I'm saying now? So, Bono, Abi, where all those people are striking, are part of Nigeria. I believe, as a person, I believe that federal government, the new government is supposed to have, sit down and go what is the solution? You understand? What is the solution?
And don't you think the government are doing that?
They need to find solution. They need to, sit down, hold the roundtable meeting. You understand? And fashion out the solutions to this thing. Put an end to it. You understand? So that Nigeria will be at peace. Right. This story is too rampant. Every day by day. Honestly, with what God give us in this country, you understand what I'm saying? You are not supposed to be hearing, this kind of state. I mean, other, African countries, other West African countries, or other African countries, they are existing, and they have not been having problems like this. You understand? South Africa is there. Morocco is there, Ghana is there, Togo, I don't know, all those countries. You have not been hearing bad stories like we do. You understand what I'm saying now? So, federal government, there are a lot of work to do. You understand? Look at the way things are going on. Okay, this COVID-19 of the thing, you understand? Now, the last one that they locked people down. So, the other people to stay at home. I don't know whether you remember.
Yeah, that was last year.
Last year. The other people to stay at home.
It was tough.
And it was tough. People stay at home. People abide with the rules, with the order. You understand what I'm saying now? People stay at home. But as government said people should stay at home, people abide with the law, the rules. The expectation of people is
for government to provide.
For government to provide. You understand? At least means. You understand what I'm saying now? Okay. Like other countries, all these Western people, they are colonial masters. You understand? They provide, means they provide money. They give their citizens money. You understand what I'm saying now? One of my friends is in Italy. You understand? He said, without doing any work, they stay at home, they abide with the rules. You understand what I'm saying? They just see alert. They are just saying alert of $3,000. They don't do any work because they abide with the rules. They also stay at home. They did not go out. Are you getting what I'm saying? And they say alert. The money that they send to them, if they exchange it to Nigerian money, it's about 500,000 naira. Yes, we Nigerians, we are not saying that government should do us. Well, at least there are some things. The necessary things that are people will comment and government say, government try.
Let Nigerians enjoy the dividends of democracy.
They said they share some food that time. They said they will share some food to some people that time. But the food is not enough. With what we have, at least I as a person, I did not take any palliative. That one is, by the way, SARS. I don't know. In fact, the stories I heard about that COVID, that palliative, you understand, when the anxieties happened. Yes, now that they said all those guys, all those hoodlums, you understand, they discovered where they kept palliatives. I was like, so is there? So
people were suffering during lockdown.
God bless you. People were suffering during lockdown. So that means, government kept palliatives somewhere. The palliatives are meant to be shared
to the citizens. All right, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Your name, sir?
My name is
Abimbola. Thank you so much for
coming. So why all these things? The government is supposed to be sincere. If government are not sincere, country will not be in good shape. I don't know country will not be in good shape. Government are doing like this. They are supposed to be straightforward. They are supposed to be the right thing so that the citizens will emulate, will follow.
I get you. All right, thank you so much.
My chairman, it's only God that can help us.
All right,
so thank you very much.
All right, let me have your number before you.
Okay. It's always good to be here, Mr. Mike Adekule. It's always good to keep it real with you. Keep it real, always.
All right, thank you so much. This is a pandemic that is spreading like wildfire, which we expect the government to take drastic measure to combat it, especially when the students have resumed schools. We still see a situation whereby some students go to school without wearing their face mask. What is the problem?
Mr. Mike Adekule, I myself, I don't know what to say anymore. Because when I watched the news yesterday, some students still went to school. They were turned back home. To go put on their face mask. And then I even went to work my school there. Social distance. These children, all the students were clustered among themselves. And then if you should tell their principal, she will tell you. I went there with the guy aspiring to be the councillor in my local government yesterday. We went there, we visited the school. And the reason she said that there was no desks on the ground for them to sit. I was like, fine, even if there were no desks on the ground, why don't you halt the school resumption pending the time government should come to aid? You cannot expose the children to danger, because at this time this disease is really ravaging Nigeria, ravaging the whole world. She starts giving up so much excuses. I don't know why people in this part of the world don't adhere to simple protocols and instructions. We are the ones doing ourselves. If now the simple prevention measure is just to go with our hand sanitizer and then use your nose mask. You can still see people going around without making use of this thing.
Should we blame ourselves or the government? And on the part of the students, should we blame the parents or the schools authorities?
On the part of the students, I will blame the government, because government, even they themselves, don't have enough facility to contain this spread of coronavirus. You need to checkmate. Everything ought to have been put in place. Just like what I said yesterday, there was no need going to fumigate the state secretariat when workers there have not resumed. You should have fumigated all public schools, all public.
Before resumption.
Yes, marketplaces should have been fumigated. Public places should have been fumigated. Not you, whatever. You now prevent. So you now think your own life is more sacrosanct compared to the life of these ones. So now I think government on their own part are even more concerned to their own health more than citizens, because these schools are not even fumigated. You now exposing these kids to this danger, and then on the side of the parents, they to have a very large role to play. Despite the sensitization, despite the orientation, some of them could not. I even challenged the woman yesterday in my compound. She said she doesn't have 100 naira just to buy nose. I said, okay, fine. You are a tailor. Why don't you make one for this kid? Make one for the kids. You cannot just expose them because of government on their own side have neglected their responsibility. So I think just like what government is saying now, government is saying from next week everybody caught not putting on nose mask will be charged instantly, and the fine will be 20,000 naira mobile cost instantly, or else if you cannot meet the fine, the person will be charged to Kirikiri maximum prison.
What happened to the previous order?
What happened to the
previous order the government gave?
Government gave the instructions. People don't adhere to it. Violated. And now government should also enforce this one. If you want people to adhere to it, when you enforce the law, people will sit tight. People will sit up.
The previous one was not enforced.
The previous one was not enforced actually. Now you can see the people.
Just a verbal one.
It was just a verbal word from the government. Let them enforce it. That is the only way people can adhere to it. Just like an average Nigerian man, if you don't flog them to move, they will not move until when they see things with their two eyes. That is when
we are not goats.
That is how Nigerian man is. That is how Nigerian man is. Because an average Nigerian man will tell you it is not real, it is not real. But now see, if there's a fine placed that if you are not doing this particular thing, you pay a particular amount of money, or else you'll be sent to jail. You see them sitting up, adhering to the protocol.
Right. I have Kunle. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Mike. I greet you, man. Yeah, keep the good work. Yeah, you too, right? Lakers, do you play basketball, right? Yeah. Well, you're a fan of Lakers, LA Lakers.
All right, quickly to the adherence to COVID-19 protocols, and this is what the papers here are talking about this morning. But looking at the level of compliance in schools, would you say the government has sensitized the schools, the students, and Nigerians as a whole?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think the sensitization of the schools and especially the elementary mattered most to me, because these are the kids that cannot differentiate their left from the right. Actually, my own kids now that are just resuming, I have to let them know before they even resume that they have to abide with the protocols, the rules of COVID. So washing of your hand, anytime they touch anything dirty, I make sure but generality, I can't say that enough has not been done on the primary schools, elementary, students, because the age is still not on their side, because they are just still. So they need proper monitoring, right? And I'm sensing this is not the right time the school should have reopened, because I look at it from economic factors.
Okay.
We had a very hectic 2020. It's a year to remember, right? And as we usher into year 2021, and I will not blame all these private schools owner too, because without school resuming, they cannot make their money. So, but the parents is really affecting us actually, because we don't even know, the economy is not even on our side. You'll be talking of school fees this new season now, and a lot of parents have not been stabilized to even focus on paying school fees. I think the most burdened country I've ever seen in this is this country. A lot of burden on the citizen, and when you put burden, when there's a lot of burden on the citizen, there's bound to be crime everywhere. Some people are going to be looking, like I myself, I'm going to be looking for school fees now, and the kind of hustling you'll be seeing in the country now, people hustle morning to night, all to meet the ends meet. I think there must be, a succor for the masses, at least from the government. It's not too bad enough giving every people that are really vulnerable to this COVID roles palliative for them to sustain, because if you are fooling ourselves, 200 million people, why wouldn't you expect crime when half of all, like 3/4 of the masses of the population cannot survive on, they are managing to survive, let me say that.
There is phobia in the land concerning the resumption of schools, which some parents are reluctant to send their children to schools. Now, what do you think should be done at this point where the parents are afraid of sending their children to school?
Good morning, Mr. Mike. If the fear of COVID-19 is real, if the spike we are hearing government saying is real, then I think those parents have a genuine fear. Because I see a government that is operating on a double standard. I see hypocrisy in the action of the government. Because if actually the figures we are seeing on the pages of newspaper in the media is correct, I think there should be need for caution in approach to issues that bring people to gather in a particular place, especially in public places. I take exception with the issue of the national identification number registration, a situation where you are trying to discourage public gathering. Your agency, one of your agencies, is conducting an exercise that is bringing people together. At the end of the day, with the essence of trying to discourage people from gathering not be defeated, then again, look at asking students to come back to school. You look at the negative impact it will have on the society by way of spreading COVID-19. Quite agreed, you may say children are not vulnerable, but the age who are at home, who are vulnerable, if the children get to school, they may survive it, go back to the houses, get their parents infected, those ones may not be able to survive it. So I see a government that does not know what it needs. I see a government that is finding it difficult to address a situation that is being addressed in other places with ease. I read recently that federal government have released 20 billion naira for vaccine research in Nigeria, local research. It would have been a good omen, but I don't know the extent to which that money will be put to judicious use. I don't know whether at the end of the day, whether we'll see seriousness in expending that money, whether the money will not end in private pockets. I don't know. But ordinarily, I think it's a welcome development that we are tinkering on how to get a homegrown vaccine.
But don't you think with the low compliance to COVID-19 directive, the government in their own side, don't you think they shouldn't have opened the schools?
Mr. Mike, whether the level of compliance is an issue anyway, but if you look at the way it is, I don't think it is even the compliance or otherwise that has helped Nigeria this far. I think it's by divine providence. Because look at the way people lord themselves over in public places. And again, don't forget that Nigerians do not believe that this thing exists. So I think there are some genetic factors that is beyond what is known in the health sector or what have been unraveled that is helping Nigeria and some African states in particular. Because ordinarily, even what we are hearing in places like America, Italy, Britain and others is what we are seeing here. I don't think anybody needed to be advised to abide or adhere to all the non-political measures put in place by World Health Organization and NCDC to mitigate the spread. So I think the government, the traditional institutions, the regional institutions, there is a need for synergy, a symbiotic relationship that would drive home the reality of this virus, so that at the end of the day, and the government on its own should stop this double standard game. They should, if the spread is real, the spike we are hearing is real, they should ensure that they put on hold the school resumption and do the needful. The needful is to get people to get the vaccine, is to get the appropriate vaccine, get people immune before you allow normal life to resume.
Now, Mr. Matthew, quickly to the opera in Ondo State. The governor has given an ultimatum that the others, talking about Fulani Herdsmen, should leave that state, leave their hideouts. Now, don't you think this is a good development in Ondo State? Of course, it's happening in Oyo State.
Mr. Abai, let me quickly mention that the governor did not order them out of Ondo State. He ordered them out of foreign reserve, government foreign reserve.
That's their hideout.
Yes, and if you look at it, he is not saying they do not have right as Nigerian citizens, if actually they are Nigerian citizens, to stay in Ondo State. But he's particularly talking about a foreign reserve that belongs to federal Ondo State government, that they have not given permission to anybody to go and occupy. So if it is a state government foreign reserve and not that government are giving you order or permission to go there, you have no right under any known law to go and start inhabiting in that place, hibernating in that place, causing mayhem, killing, kidnapping and all that. I think there's something fundamentally wrong with this country. Mr. Mike, the Oyo you just mentioned, I just read about this Sunday, Igboho, his visit to a community called Iganga, how he confronted the Sarinki
Fulani.
Yes, over there. According to him, he said the vehicles he met there at the Sarinki's residence, I would call it palace anyway. He said he met Range Rover, New Venza. He said the category of car he met there is in the neighborhood of 15 million. And he was wondering, can car of 80,000 and so fetch somebody this kind of exotic cars? And again, he said they even dared him by pulling gun against him. What am I saying? Their effrontery is too much. They are becoming too aggressive. He said they even confronted him to tell him that it is only Mr. President, in the presence of Muhammadu Buhari, that can order them out of that place. So the question is this. Ganduje recently made a press statement last year that to mitigate these clashes between settlers, between Fulani Herdsmen and host communities, that there is every need to stop the mass exodus of Fulani Herdsmen from neighboring countries. So if somebody like the governor of Kano State, who should know, is saying this, it means we have so many Fulani herdsmen who are not Nigerians, who are moving from sovereign state from state to state, that from country to country, coming here in the name of Fulani Nigerians, causing trouble. I think Mr. President will do us a favor because by our standard, these are his kinsmen, his tribe persons. So there should be a proper profiling. There should be a proper security at the borders. This issue of telling us that we have a porous border, you cannot keep us vulnerable to Fulani herdsmen from other countries, telling us because we have a porous. It's not an excuse. Whatever you need to police the borders, if you need to deploy drones, need to deploy technology, do it. Because if you deploy drone to man like Niger border, for instance, and you give an order, within so and so hours and odd hour, nobody should be seen around that area. It becomes a standard. Anybody that is seen there, jam bombers can go down and bomb the area and kill anybody because this idea of telling us that we have porous border, we cannot. How long do we are not ready to continue taking that excuse? Get on the job and get up protected. Thank you very much.
All right, it's all about bystanders, and you can see him demonstrating what he knows how to do best.
Yeah, you know.
All right.
We left boxing some 30 years ago.
All right, let's box these stories.
Yeah.
No. Welcome on board.
Yes. So what is this?
You're talking about the school resumption.
Yes.
The adherence to COVID-19 protocols. Yes. How far has this been well kept by the students?
Yes. Thank you for having me on your program again this morning. Today is 19th day of January 2021. Lately, the government came with the issue of people resuming school back. We have a lockdown last year. And lately now, the federal government are now saying some states are allowing people to go back to school. Now, the issue here now, it is not too safe to let our children go back to school now. For my own school of thought, because certain machinery need to be put in place. One, in Lagos State, 80% or 90% of Lagos populace don't wear face masks. They are not adhering to the to the PDDF protocol set in place, and which is not too good for us. It is not too good for us. Everybody or he or herself is responsible to protect him or herself. The federal government or the state government will do certain measures in place, but people are not taking the measure. And I very much like what the governor want to do lately. The governor said, I read in Guardian paper, he said there's a 1 year, I think 1 year, is it 1 year fine or so, for people who flout the order of not wearing face mask. Face masks, there's no big deal about wearing face masks. The only thing, you'll be sweating much. That's just it. As I am now, I'm sweating. I'm wearing a jacket and I'm sweating. But my life is more important than anything. So I think everybody, every Lagosian should adhere to what the governor is saying. To adhere with whatever measure I put in. Those measures that I put in place is to help us. But our going back to school there, I don't think we are ready now to resume school. Because the measure that they're supposed to, one, they discontaminate the school, put in necessary measure that everybody has sanitizer. Every child should come to school with a sanitizer. Then the school should make sure there's wash hand basin, there's water flowing, so that adequate protection should be put in place. All stakeholders should be bring on board to ensure safety of everybody. The school authority, the parents, we are all stakeholders. Me, I don't want anything to catch my child. I wouldn't risk my child's life for anything. So the onus lies on people now to take responsibility, to adhere to what because the governor is saying 1 year ban, 1 year imprisonment or so, if you don't adhere to it. And if you want to 10,000, if you don't want to 20,000, if you don't want to stay in Lagos, you are free to move out of Lagos. It's not compulsory you must do business in Lagos. Is it compulsory? So where there is no law, nothing works well. So I have been an advocate of this from time. When I went to Benin in September, I was the only person wearing face mask. My mother was not wearing face mask. Nobody was wearing face mask. They were looking at the street person. They said, that's where are you coming from? I said, from Lagos. They said, so we owe ourselves responsibility to ensure we are there.
And did you give them any orientation on that?
Yes, I was in Benin. I told them, look, this COVID you are saying, it is real, it is real. So people that do not believe in it, well, the fact they have not seen anybody, they should go to the hospital. And no government will gain anything from lying to its populace.
All right,
thank you very much for having me on your channel. It's a pleasure.
Your name once more.
My name is Odigia Wellington.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.